NNS coverage of tonight's race from Richmond is presented by Nationwide Insurance. Enter this code at codespotter.com today. And brought to you in part by Dodge. We are Dodge, and we are never neutral. Welcome back to Richmond International Raceway. Under the lights, Denny Hamlin trying to go 2 for 2. He won his charity late model race last night right here on Speed. Now he's out front of the field here with under 100 laps of racing to go. Just 96 remaining in this one. Stenhouse Jr. runs second. Menard, Almirola, and Allgaier your top 5.
And I'm going to tell you, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is after Denny Hamlin. I mean, he's making some brave moves, some bold moves, as a matter of fact. Watch this, Michael. He's coming off turn 4 right here. These guys are in his way.
Oh,
God,
man.
Right on by.
That was a good time to be going low, wasn't it?
It was.
It was really congested up top. He's trying to get his first win with Roush Fenway Racing. The last driver to do that was David Reagan in Talladega back in '09, and Mike Kelly was his crew chief. Darrell, do you know who Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s crew chief is?
No.
Mike Kelly.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So he's going to try to get another first-time winner for Roush Fenway Racing.
Good job, man.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. coming into this race, your points leader, tied with Justin Allgaier. The reason Allgaier had the nod is because he has a better finish than Ricky Stenhouse Jr. coming into this race. That was a second place at Las Vegas.
Looks like Chris Buescher is getting his legs up under him, trying to get this deal figured out. We saw him at the first of the race. He started 21st, moved up to 16th or 17th, and was steady. Now a car that we've seen run in the top 5 early in the race, Buescher's all over him, so he's upped his performance. That's what you like to see out of a young guy. Start slow, start steady, and give me improvement all night long, and it might get you another chance.
You know what I like? No preconceived notions. And oh, by the way, no friends either. and he's not going to make any. Watch this.
Well, we know when
you just keep punting him until he gets him out of his way. I got to go, man.
We knew when he got here he didn't have any friends, and it appears he's not interested in making any.
Well, Chris Buescher came onto the scene as far as stock car racing in the ARCA Racing Series. He ran his first race at the age of 17 at Toledo and won. And then later that year went back to Toledo, won it again. So 2 wins in the ARCA Racing Series, and now people are taking notice because obviously he's performing very well here in the Nationwide Series.
Toledo's a fast, big half mile, similar to this. And these guys, a lot of these guys come on into the Nationwide Series, have a lot of experience just on short tracks that we've never seen them race on. So they come in here with some good credentials. We're just not aware of it.
And we're starting to see some of that resume right now as far as driving abilities out of Chris Buescher.
There's Kenny Wallace. He's working through the lap traffic there of Charles Lewandowski. Followed along behind Justin Allgaier. Justin's in the top 5. Kenny just outside of it. That's Timmy Hill they're trying to put a lap on.
Say, one thing that may have happened to Kenny Wallace, do you remember what he said on his pit stop? Really, I don't think you need to do anything to the car. These crew chiefs...
I'm taking my hand and put it lower. Turn the wheel more, it's better. 10-4. Just gotta turn the wheel more.
Sounds like he's turned the wheel more. The car has gotten tight. What these crew chiefs know is I have to adjust on this car every time it comes in the pit to keep up with the racetrack. If you say don't do anything to it, you're going to fall out of the top 5, and you're going to find yourself going backward here before long.
Now, one of the things we talked about at the restart was Carl Edwards was in that free pass position, had the opportunity to hold on to that. Well, the problem now is Denny Hamlin is starting to lap guys once again. So currently on the lead lap, just 11. Ryan Truex now the last car on the lead lap. He just put Stremme down a lap. So now Stremme is the Aaron's Lucky Dog recipient if a caution comes out.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin's lapping all those wave arounds there now. You know, the guys that wave around, they have to start at the tail end of the field. Denny's caught those guys and putting them a lap down. But Carl Edwards isn't too far behind Denny either. He'll start catching those wave around cars in a hurry too. Timing might work out where he can still get that Aaron's Lucky Dog, but like you said, Rick, it looks highly unlikely he'll get it this time.
The wave around is a beautiful thing. It cleans up the front of the field for restarts, gets those cars out of the way, so we don't have to try to explain where the leader is when they come to take the green with a bunch of cars on the tail end of the lead lap. I love that. The other thing is it works beautifully also if you take it, and a few laps after you've taken it, there's another caution. Now you're back on a level playing field with everybody else. But if it goes green like this, it could bite you.
Yeah, it's not working out
Could
for
bite
those
you.
wave around cars. Krista.
Well, it's been an air pressure seesaw for Elliott Sadler. First, they made an air pressure adjustment and freed the car up, and then they went back on it. He was too free. Now he feels like he's too tight. But he's got one of the best and funniest spotters in the business, Brett Griffin, up top, keeping him cool, saying the longer the run, the more the car comes to you. Just hang in there, buddy. Meanwhile, a couple of cars back, Josh Wise, he chose to stay on the racetrack, took the wave around when the rest of the cars came into pit, choosing track position. Right now, he says, starting to lose all of my drive off. Hermie?
Krista, a driver that's having a really good run tonight, and it's been a while since he's been this competitive, is Scott Wimmer. He qualified 22nd tonight in the number 40 car, and he has slowly and methodically been moving his way into the top 10. For those of us that follow Scott Wimmer, it's not that big a surprise. He has 9 top 10 finishes here and finished second in 2008.
Hermie, these two are battling for 6 right now. Elliott Sadler on the inside, and you just saw the 31 of Justin Allgaier get sideways, so he loses the spot to Elliott Sadler.
We've seen a lot of that sideways stuff. That's fun, isn't it?
Well, it's fun being up here watching it. I don't know how fun it would be behind the wheel.
You know, my man here in the 6 car, I think he's driven the tires off of his car. He was really hammering hard trying to get up there to get after Denny Hamlin, and I believe he's driven the tires off of it. He's starting to complain about the car being loose, and he's falling back.
And the guy that just drove around him, Paul Menard, quite the opposite. He was the fastest car on the track last time by, some 2/10 quicker than our leader, so that car is really coming to Paul Menard here.
Again, your top 5, Denny Hamlin, Paul Menard, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Eric Almirola, and Kenny Wallace. There's Paul Menard running in the 2nd spot now. He's got 2.2 seconds separating he and the race leader.
That car you see just in front of him, that's Ryan Truex. He is the lucky dog guy right now, running along in the 11th spot. First guy a lap down.
10 cars on the lead lap. Scott Wimmer running 10.
That 99 car, Mike, he picked the pace up. When he got lapped there a little bit ago, it's almost like he found something. He followed along behind Denny Hamlin for a long, long time, staying right with him. Like he found a line that really picked his lap times up.
And like I said, as an owner, that's what you want to see. You want to see somebody that just gets it. He understands, improves, gets better and better. Somebody that's not doing real well right now, Ray, is the 6 of Stenhouse Jr. What are they saying down there in the pit?
Well, remember I said the free tight free part? Well, it's still similar to that, but Ricky just came on about 2 laps ago and said it's the tightness in the center that's really killing him and making him even freer coming off, so they need to make an air pressure adjustment. Now remember, when we were here in the fall, Ricky Stenhouse ran in the top 5, and when I got to the garage today, I asked his crew chief Mike Kelly if this was the exact same car they had used last fall. He said absolutely not. We sold that car. We've updated. We're now at chassis 645. This is a much better car. We got rid of that old one. And Mike Beam came over to me and he said, hey, don't tell him, but I kept that other car to put it in the 60 fleet. I think it's one of the best.
That's pretty cool.
And Ray, you just told him. And
Yeah.
everybody else too.
Almirola now has the 6 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. behind him, so Almirola takes 3rd away from Stenhouse Jr. He drops back to the 4th position. Paul Menard running in the 2nd spot. He's got 1 nationwide win, but it came back in 2006 at Milwaukee. He still has to get by Denny Hamlin, who's been out front. We talked about the royal wedding earlier. Royalty here in Virginia could be Denny Hamlin today as he's dominating this race out in front. You're watching the Nationwide Series race here on Speed, your motorsports authority.